Well, my Bears season has come to an end earlier than I had hoped for, but still a successful season. I'm happy with some things that happened, some things I definitely need to work on before season 2 starts. Some good, some bad. Got a playoff win, wild card victory over my division rival Lions. Came up a little short against Danny's 49ers in the second round. You know, this game is just one of those classic, he got touchdowns, I got field goals, and at the end, that's the difference. And it's fitting that I lost on the 1 yard line on the last play of the game where I couldn't score a touchdown. It was the story of my game. My strategy going into this game was I didn't want to beat myself with turnovers, and I wasn't going to be afraid to play field position, and that was my strategy. I'm still trying to figure out offense. I'm very confident in my defense. What I didn't want to have happen was my offense come out, throw interceptions, and lose the game that way. I can live with a game like this where I get what points I can, I play defense, I give myself a chance to win. I had a chance to win at the end. I didn't get it done. I think Danny has an excellent shot to go on and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, depending on who he's going to play. I don't know. We haven't seen what happens between Edub and Shadow. They should be playing tomorrow sometime. As far as my Bears season goes, there are some definite positives for my team. First of all, the guy I have to mention is Keith Marshall. He came out of nowhere for me, if I could figure out where stats are. What a noob. He started off as my 4th string running back on this team. I had Jordan Howard, and then the rookie Tariq Cohen was there, and then Marshall really just started the season off as a kick returner. And then after about 2 or 3 games, I couldn't get anything going in the run game, and I gave Marshall a start, and I'm trying to remember what game it was that he got to start. It may have been the Pittsburgh game. And he had a punt return touchdown that game. He had a reception touchdown for that game. And he just took over my offense. And from that moment forward, he became basically, as weird as this sounds, he became my everything. Offensively, my pass offense left a lot to be desired. Running, it feels smooth with him. I don't even know if he got a carry early on in the season for my team in this Falcons loss. There are 2 carries. His very first start for the season, I think it was a Steelers game where he got the ball, got the nod, and rushed for 130 yards, and he also had a return touchdown, punt return touchdown. So he's my guy. He got hurt mid-season. Cohen is a fine number 2. One thing I learned in Madden 18 is you have to have solid depth, especially at running back if you're going to be a runner like me. So one thing I did this season is every time I got a chance to with Marshall, I upped his injury. If you'll see here, he's 94 speed. He's up to 92 carry, and I moved his injury up to 97. So I don't want to take any chances there. I managed to get Tariq Cohen as a solid number 2 for me going forward. He's got speed, agility, acceleration. Another guy I like that I picked up off the scrap heap is this Jarrell Presley. I think he aged 2 years this year, though. Started off 25 and then turned 26 on his other team, and now he's 27. So a little bit of reverse Benjamin Button going on here, but you know, he's a solid backup as long as he doesn't lose any of this speed. He's a solid third. This Farmer's another guy I got off the free agent scrap heap, so I'm going to carry at least 4 backs going forward. The way I play, going to be very run heavy. My plan going into season 2 is to continue to beef up my defense, and right now, before this game came out, I made 2 very bold moves to get DeAndre Hopkins and Tyreek Hill, and unfortunately my offensive pass game just never really became a factor this year. I traded for Drew Brees mid-season, and it didn't really help. I got some things going late, but nothing. It was definitely a run-first offense. I've since traded DeAndre Hopkins to Seattle for the services of Michael Bennett, who's going to be my save-a-bet, and he's a beast. He's got 90 strength, 90 power move, 96 block shed, so he's going to be a terror on my defensive line. I did get a replacement receiver, Devontae Parker. He's solid. You know, he's not DeAndre Hopkins, obviously, but he's got good speed, good catch. He's quick development. I think he'll be a fine number 2 next to Tyreek Hill. That's something I have to do next season. Find a way to make Tyreek Hill matter. He is just too special of an athlete to not be a part of my offense. 97 speed, he's got good carry, he's a great kick returner, but I've got to find more ways to get him involved. I think I'm going to try out the Wildcat. I'm going to try more wide receiver screens. I'm going to obviously lob passing. I also expect that even if Drew Brees doesn't retire, I think I'm going to turn the keys over to Mitch Trubisky. He had a year of XP development. I think it's time. It's time to let him go out there and see what he can do. Obviously, we're going to be run first anyway, so it's a good situation for him to be in. Contract-wise, I don't really have a ton of decisions to make here. Akeem Hicks is a guy that I got to find a way to re-sign. He couldn't agree to a contract when I had my chances to sign him during the season, but I'm not going to let him leave. If I have to, I'll franchise tag him. He's way too important in the middle. This guy here I got on free agency. I really like him. He's 92 strength, 83 block shed. He's not going to give me anything as far as pass rush goes. Look at that 45 finesse move. But if I know it's a rundown, he's in there next to Hicks. If it's a pass down, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll throw in Malik McDowell here, who's 85 strength, 85 block shed, but then he has some pass rush moves to go in there. I'll put him in there next to Hicks, and then Clowney, and who's my other guy? Not Houston, Willie Young. No, it is Houston. 85 strength, 82 power move. Now, obviously, one of these guys is going to take a seat next year when Michael Bennett comes to the team. I don't know how much defensive tackle Bennett's going to play. I just think with that 90, 90, and 96 as far as strength, block shed, and power move, I want him on the edge. And if you can run past him, good luck. So I'm thinking Malik McDowell might become a permanent fixture at defensive tackle. He's quick development. I expect him to be up in the 90 power move-ish, 90 block shed by the end of next season. And then Jadeveon Clowney became pretty glitchy this year. He's 90 finesse move, 91 block shed, and he's just on his way to being a superstar. So got some good things going on defense. Danny Trevathan's getting a little older. I got Devondre Campbell. I got Leonard Floyd. I'm still looking for another linebacker, but if I have to keep rolling out the guys like Jonathan Anderson and Trevathan, I could probably squeeze another year or two out of him. He's only 28. My secondary is really strong. I may actually try to move one of these guys. Jalen Collins, William Jackson, and Shaquille Griffin. It gives me a solid nickel base, but these guys, it's kind of like the same thing with Hill and Hopkins. They're all starter level. And the way people play Madden 18, I just don't know if it's really worth it to have 3 beast corners. Obviously, it's a good problem to have, but, honestly, I've played more 4-3, 3-4 base defense than nickel this year. I played a lot of nickel against Danny in the playoffs because he's a passer, but for the most part, it's having one of those great assets on the bench. I really like my safeties this year. Eddie Jackson took a big step forward. He's now over 80 zone, so I think he's going to be a big part of my defense going next year. Dan Carpenter, 96 kick power. I don't know how kickers regress, so hopefully he'll still be in the, at least mid-90s by the time next season rolls around. We don't have a lot of picks to work with. That 4th is gone. We have a 5th, 6th, and 7th coming into the draft, so still trying to make some moves. We have some tight ends we're trying to move off the roster, maybe recoup some draft picks. Always open to trading anybody, really, but that's it. A successful season in many ways, but unfortunately didn't get to the big game. Didn't get a chance to represent the NFC and see what I could do against Nino or Stokes. I think Danny has a great shot to win the NFC, like I said earlier, and I think he has a fighting chance against Nino or Stokes. So be interesting to see what happens in the Super Bowl. Now I turn my attention to the team building portion. Not going to have much to do in the draft besides watch everybody else pick, unless I can get some picks here with some trades, but I don't necessarily see that happening. Going to try to be smart with my free agent money. Going to see what happens with Drew Brees, see if he retires. That's about it. Hopefully next season we can make it a little deeper. Didn't win the division, but the division winner was KK the Destroyer's Lions, and we put it on him pretty good in round 1 of the playoffs, 28-0. That felt good. Felt like I got my my moxie back Madden-wise. Knocked the rust off, took all of last year off. So it was good. It was a good season, a good solid foundation, but obviously not content. Second round of the playoffs. That's not what the goal was. The goal obviously is to hoist the trophy. That's not going to be the Bears this year. So we turn the page to season 2. We see what happens. Wish the rest of the teams in the tournament luck, and hopefully next season this recap video comes out a little bit later in the year. So we'll see you guys next time, and we'll see you in season 2.